Hello everyone, welcome back to Wimpy Studio, and today I'm here with a brand new podcast for you guys. For some of you who have been around here for a while, this isn't totally new. I'm restarting the Wimpy Studio News and Reviews podcast, which is basically just me talking about basically everything that has happened in like the past week, all news, all reviews, all of it, and just kind of dissect it into one video instead of having to create 5 or 6 videos for things I want to cover, and then I have to pick and choose. Why not just do a podcast one a week? And it definitely helps me more, too, to just focus on one video a week every Sunday, especially because usually there's no news and stuff that comes out on Sundays. Usually it's during the week, which helps me, get everything ready on Saturday to publish on Sunday. Sometime during the day, Sunday, no set time, just whenever I can publish it. But today I have several interesting topics I'm going to talk about. The first pictures released for the Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, the new trailer for Karate Kid Legends releasing in theaters this May, the trailer for Phineas and Ferb Season 5, which is making its return after 10 years this summer in June, and the announcement of Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Kart World being released as an exclusive for that new gaming system. Also talking about the pilot of Righteous Gemstones, which I recently watched with my parents, and also a little bit about what's going on in our world politically. Nothing too major, but like a little section on that, because news is a big thing too, and I do kind of want to cover some current events outside of just movies and TV shows, especially because I'm going into political science, so I do think it's necessary to kind of talk about it without having to go into too much depth about like political drama and fighting and all of that. So let's just get started with the Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 pictures. So the final season is set to premiere in July, and I think it leaked that it's coming out July 17th, which means that this is going to be dragged out for a while. I guess, are they going to combine several episodes together at a time? I wouldn't be opposed if they did that. We've waited, 2 years now? By the time it comes out, it'll be 2 years since Season 2 finale came out. So I do think it would be nice to see a lot of episodes each week, or, 2 or 3 episodes each week. And that way it can kind of wrap up by mid-August or whatever. I mean, I would personally like it to be done before I go off to college. I think that would be very nice. But regardless, though, I'm really looking forward to this season. I've read the book, so I know what happens. And spoiler alert, I'm assuming that you know what happens too, but I'm going to be talking about it right here. So if you do not know, go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. But Belly and Jeremiah break up because Jeremiah cheats on her while he's away in Cabo. I don't fully remember. But this causes them to break up, and they do get engaged, but then they call off the wedding, and her and Conrad end up together at the end of the book. Now, I feel like I'm biased because I like Belly and Jeremiah together, but I do feel like the way that ended was a bit sloppy. So I kind of hope, I'm sure they're still going to have the ending be with Conrad, but I'm hoping they can make it a little bit more smooth. And I really just don't think Jeremiah would cheat on her after. I think he just treats her the way she deserves to be treated. And at that time, when she chose him, he was treating her way better than Conrad was treating her. Sorry. So I feel like it would kind of be out of character just for him to cheat on her. I mean, I know in the books they're on a break, but still, I don't think he would do that to her. I mean, this is the girl he's loved for his whole life who has just recently started loving him back. So I don't know. I'm going to hope they handle this in a good way. And even if it's just like maybe like they kissed or something after him and Belly broke out. I don't know. I just hope they handle it good. Because, again, I'm fine if they want to end it with her and Conrad. I mean, they could also end it with her choosing neither brother, but I honestly think that's going to upset both fandoms, and they got to at least please half the fans. I know for some shows they've done the thing where the girl picks neither boy and picks herself, but for this show, because of how popular each ship is and how divisive it is, I just don't think that's going to work out, and I think it's going to end with a lot of people upset with the show. So I think it will end up with her and Conrad. Now, it's possible that it'll be with her and Jeremiah. I feel like because they had, you think about it, they had season 2 ended with her and Jeremiah together. I just don't see it ending season 3 that way as well. Could be surprised though. But yeah, we have pictures of Belly and Jeremiah at college. We also have a picture of Conrad in med school. So it seems like that's going to be his arc, and whatever he's doing there while Belly and Jeremiah are at school. Stephen and Taylor are also still together, and Taylor doesn't look too happy at him. So I mean, I'm almost wondering, are they going to give them the cheating plot instead of Belly and Jeremiah? It's possible. I mean, I do think Stephen's grown, but I also wouldn't put it past him to make a dumb decision because I just don't think he's as mature as Jeremiah. So, and I don't love Stephen all that much either. I think Taylor does deserve better, but I do still like them together, mostly because I've seen growth in Stephen. I still don't fully trust him not to go back to his old ways, though, and with just being a douche. So I really hope that does not happen, but I would rather, I guess, that plot go to them than Belly and Jeremiah, but then again, I'm biased. I think they'll make it through, though. I think they'll end up together. I do think they'll have challenges, but I'm not too worried about them. And, it's interesting. Are we going to get to see Summer? We see a picture of Belly, Jeremiah, Conrad, Stephen, and Taylor on the beach. And I think it was said that was a flashback. So a flashback to, I guess, the summer, like right after season 2, or like, I think maybe the 4th of July. That's a flashback to the 4th of July, and then we see them go to college. But are we going to get the summer after? I think we will. I think because this show is so focused on summer, that's why we've barely seen anything during the school year. I mean, you think about it, season 2, episode 1 was the most we've ever seen outside of summer. We also saw some flashbacks and stuff and all of that too. But I'm curious, how much are we actually going to see Belly and Jeremiah in school? Because obviously they have to get back to summer. That's the whole point of the show. So I think book 3 spends some time during the school year, but it kind of like time jumps a lot too, because by the end they're in summer again. They're preparing for their wedding and everything. So I could maybe see them doing something similar. There's 11 episodes this season, which makes me believe that it's all going to... I don't think anything's going to feel rushed, at least I hope not. I think they're going to be able to spread out the storyline, have whatever they need to, and during the school year with college and all that, and then give us the summer that we love from this show. So I'm really looking forward to season 3. Regardless of what happens, I love this show. I love the characters. I love the plot overall. It's going to be a great season. I'm going to be sad to see it end, though. But, all shows shouldn't run their course. I think this show is going to have a good ending. It's ran its course. It's done its time. I think it's going to end on a good note, and I'm really looking forward to the final season coming in July. I think the 17th. Okay, so the next order of business is the new trailer for Karate Kid Legends. This is in the Karate Kid universe, and it's technically, it's not, the Cobra Kai creators are not creating this, or they're not behind this, but Daniel LaRusso is in this Karate Kid Legends movie, as is Mr. Han. And Mr. Han is the master or sensei to this kid named Lee. And he is getting bullied in school. He's had to move with his mom, and it's basically the same plot as Daniel from the first Karate Kid. He meets this girl, he has this bully. It feels very similar to that, and then he decides to enter this tournament, except it's a karate tournament, and he's trained in kung fu. So he has to learn karate, and that's where Mr. Han brings Daniel in. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people do not like the idea of this movie at all. They're gonna refuse to go see it, blah blah blah. Me personally, I think I'm still gonna go see it because I love anything Karate Kid related, and I think for me, because I'm still, kind of bittersweet that Cobra Kai ended, I think going to see this will at least bring back some nostalgia in that sense, because we are going to see Daniel. Maybe we'll see a cameo from a character, or from characters from Cobra Kai. Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they throw like Amanda in, or maybe Sam Miguel. I don't know. But I do think it's a bit messy that they're kind of tying into these two universes together Daniel and Mr. Han. I think the overall plot though is going to be good because it's going to be a bit different. We're going to get to see two styles come together, regardless of whether it makes sense or not. I think that's still going to be very entertaining to see. A new young fighter, new fights, new tournament. I mean, we're going to get fresh content in a sense. I think that's the biggest takeaway here for me. Regardless of whether, this makes sense to the plot or not, it's still Karate Kid nonetheless. That's kind of where I stand on it. So I think it's going to be a good movie. I'm looking forward to going to see it. I mean, do I wish it was a Cobra Kai movie? Yes, and I do think we'll get that someday. But for right now, this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to, tie into the nostalgia, bring two universes together. People are gonna probably hate this movie, but I think there's gonna be some good in it. Now it could completely flop. I wouldn't be totally surprised, especially because of how negative it is already. But I'm just going to be very hopeful that it will be good and I'll enjoy it. So, moving on to the Phineas and Ferb trailer. It's crazy. After 10 years, we are getting a new season of Phineas and Ferb. And, I was surprised when I heard that they were coming back and doing 2 more seasons of it. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the show. There's just something so iconic about a group of friends building inventions in their backyard, their older sister trying to bust them, and then this whole other side plot with this evil scientist and a platypus's rivalry. I just love how ridiculous it is, but it's almost still just kind of grounded in the sense of like you just lose reality and you just get into the world and enjoy it. And that's kind of how I see Phineas and Ferb. I'm looking forward to this new season. A part of me was kind of hoping it would actually be set in the future and we would see kind of the conclusion of Actor Age and seeing them all kind of come back together. But then again, that wouldn't make any sense because these characters can go off and do what they want to do. I mean, sure, they're fictional characters and we don't take them that seriously, but they can go off and do what they have to do. So it makes sense that why not just go back to the summer when they were kids? I mean, there's plenty of years in between. Just do the summer right after, I assume, because the trailer we see them getting out and it's summer vacation. And yeah, we just see a lot of like fun inventions. We see that Doofenshmirtz is evil again. We see, fights between him and Perry. I like how that we're seeing the entire friend group together and not kind of them in and out. We're seeing all 5 of them going on these adventures together. Obviously, we see Jeremy, we see Stacy, the Fireside Girls. I mean, it very much it's definitely not like a reboot at all. With new characters. I mean, this is the same show. The animation I think looks even better than the original. I mean, I'm surprised overall, and I mean the voices sound the same and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to Phineas and Ferb. I'll definitely review it on here. I know it's very different than some of the other shows I talk about, even when the shows I'm going to be talking about here at the end. But nonetheless, I still love Phineas and Ferb, and I'm really looking forward to season 5, which comes out June 5th on Disney Channel, June 6th on Disney Plus. I assume they're just going to drop all 20 episodes. So looking forward to those. I probably won't review every episode at once. I'll probably kind of span it out, just for fun. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so the next announcement is that we are getting Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart World attached to it. Now, you know me, I love Mario Kart a lot. It's one of my favorite games. I just think it's so much fun to play with your friends. It's a simple enough game too that it's not like doesn't take too many skills to play. I mean, I play with the neighbor kids. I'm gonna hopefully teach my niece how to play too sometime. But we're getting some exclusive games just for Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Kart World. With Mario Kart World, it looks like it's gonna be like off the track too, and like completely new settings, new rules, and everything. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I think the Mario Kart right now is fun and good, but it's still very kind of limited with what you can do during the game. I mean, you have your all your courses, a good selection too. But, you don't have a lot of freedom. You're kind of just confined to the track. And here you're going to get to go off the track, new characters, new all of that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Donkey Kong Bazana is also exclusive to this, and a few other games that are coming right with Nintendo Switch 2. Now, will I get Nintendo Switch 2? Probably not. I mean, maybe I'll get it as a Christmas gift, which unfortunately means I won't get to play Mario Kart World, at least not right away. Maybe a friend will get it and I can play with him. But yeah, $450 for a Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, and then $500 if you're adding the Mario Kart World bundle to it, which, I mean, you might as well go ahead and get it. I mean, why would you get the regular Switch without getting Mario Kart World? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to want it for that game. So maybe for a few other games too. But $500, I mean, it was what, 300 or a little bit less for, I don't remember exactly how much the original Nintendo Switch was, but regardless, this is expensive. Stuff I can't afford. I mean, maybe if I wasn't going to college this fall, maybe I would be able to afford it. Nonetheless, though, I'm going to have to wait impatiently to play the game, get the Switch, all of that. Hopefully this Christmas or for my birthday, I can get it or split the price with someone, or maybe even get it with my friends at college. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, regardless, though, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the new Mario Kart. It will be worth the wait. And then once I can get that, I will definitely make sure to kind of like talk about my experience with the game, maybe rank some courses for fun. I don't know. Not a whole lot you can really do with Mario Kart, but I think I can definitely do a few things with it for sure. Okay, so moving on. I recently started watching Righteous Gemstones. I watched the pilot with my parents. Let me just say this show is absolutely hilarious. I didn't know much going into it. I knew it was like this church, this mega church, and this family, and they run this church, but I also knew there was so much inappropriate shenanigans going on with it as well. So we went ahead and watched the first episode, and I thought it was hilarious, personally. My parents were a bit more iffy on it, and we're Christians. My dad's a pastor, so obviously this kind of goes, they said it felt wrong to watch this, which I thought was actually hilarious. But this first episode, we meet the Gemstones, Father Eli with his 3 kids, Jesse, Judy, and Kelvin. They just got back from China, where they baptized a bunch of people, and the father doesn't trust Judy to do what the boys do. There's some sexism there. Jesse's getting blackmailed for $1 million because of a sex tape, pretty much at this party while they were in China. We also have this other church, John Seasons is the pastor at, and he's upset that the Eli's church is taking over and all of that, their mega church. I mean, to me, I just found it hilarious how there's all this going on, and then we cut to a big mega church service. I mean, I've seen those mega churches before, and it's just so hard to take them seriously, but it's also so hard to take what's going on in this show seriously and connection with it as well, because this has got to be one of the most insane pilots I've ever watched because of how all over the place it is. You have blackmailing and sex tapes, and then you have worship and there's just cursing at each other, and it's so wild. But I think I like those type of shows as well. I mean, it's definitely not for kids. I mean, I'm 18, so obviously, 18-year-olds I think could watch what they want, watch what TV they want, in my opinion. But yeah, it was just crazy. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, because it kind of ends off with them killing the blackmail drivers, and I assume they got the money. Yeah, they got the money. They took the money with them, so I assume that means that they're out of this situation, but I have a feeling that there's going to be something else that's going to happen, like someone else these blackmailers are working with are going to find out that they're dead, and that they're going to keep going after Jesse. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I'm definitely gonna, even if my parents don't want to watch it with me, I'm still gonna try to keep watching it, and I'll definitely review it I'll watch it as I can. I'll definitely review it more, probably only like 1 episode a week, but as time goes on, especially during the summer when I have more time, I do think I'll try to review it more. I thought the scene where they had the food fight at the restaurant was so unserious but so funny at the same time. So yeah, I definitely think this will be a really fun show to watch, and I'm looking forward to it. It's so wrong and it's so raunchy, but it's so funny too. And it just you suspend belief, kind of like Phineas and Ferb. You suspend belief for that show, and this show, in a completely different way, you also have to suspend belief as well. So moving on to a little bit about politics. So basically, me, my dad, my brother, and a few people from church, we attended this town hall meeting in Franklin, Indiana, and our Lieutenant Governor, Micah Beckwith, spoke there. And this guy is not very well liked at all. He believes in a lot of things that me and my family do not stand for. He's a pastor too, which my dad was kind of off-put by a lot of his policies and what he believes in, considering they're both in the same role, yet they couldn't be different at all. To me, though, considering I am entering into political science, I'm really glad I went, because it exposed me to the dirtiness of politics and seeing politicians lie and cover up what they said. That's basically what this Beckwith guy was doing the whole time. You know, my dad and other people said, "You've said this," and he's like, "Oh, I didn't say that." Like, he just covers what he set up. And, you know, I think he does it well enough in the sense that, like, he's a politician, so what he says feels very seasoned. He's ran it through. He knows exactly what to say when he's blamed. Yet though, he still comes across as a douchebag, because I mean that's basically what he is. Now I'm very well aware that politics is going to be a hard career to get into, and I'm aware of that. I know it's going to have its challenges and all. But nonetheless, I'm still looking forward to jumping into it. I mean, this reminded me that you need people standing up against guys like Micah Beckwith. You need people standing up against our people in power who don't accept all people. And one thing I stand for is accepting all people. Like, all people should be treated with respect, no matter their differences, no matter who they love, who they believe in, what they're like, what they identify as. Like, none of that matters. It's just the only thing is them as a person, and are they okay? You know, if I ever get into politics, I do think I'm going to run with the idea that everyone should be treated equally. I don't care about all those things. That I don't care about the labels that define you. I care about you. And I do think that's what politicians should do, in my opinion. We also had yesterday this hands-off movement where protesting basically everyone going against President Trump. Very satisfying to me to see all this going on. It shows to me there are people who are upset at what's going on in our government, myself included. I was not able to go protest because there's some flooding going on here where I'm living at, so it was kind of hard to get out. Overall though, I'm very proud and happy that there's people speaking out against Micah Beckwith, people speaking out against our government in general. You know, I think for these first few months after the election, I've not seen a whole lot of that, but now, like, I've seen a lot of, like, politicians, tweet things, but tweeting isn't going to get us anywhere. Tweeting is just going to get people arguing on X. Like, that's just the way it is. So, but people actually going out and protesting and speaking out and sharing their voices, that's what's going to hopefully get us out of this messy situation. I really hope so. Now, obviously, it's hard to predict what the future is going to be like, but as of right now, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be speaking out against the unjust. So, yeah. That's all I have for this video, though. Comment down below kind of your thoughts on all of what I said. Summer I Turned Pretty, Karate Kid Legends, Phineas and Ferb, Nintendo Switch, Righteous Gemstones, all of that. Now, 4 of these things are actually coming out this summer, Righteous Gemstones being the exception, which is why I named this episode Summer Showdowns. But next week, I'm going to be talking about When Hope Calls, because the new seasons come out. I'm going to talk about the Minecraft movie, because that just came out in theaters. And I'm also going to be talking about at least another episode of Righteous Gemstones, and all of that, too. I didn't really go into details about it, mostly just sharing my overall thoughts. But definitely in the future, I'll be sharing more specific details about characters and stuff from each episode as I review it. So, I will see you guys next Sunday for a new episode of Wimpy Studio News and Reviews. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and bye, everyone.